Matt, listen, this is the work of Dion. It's the work of some filthy rogue program that he's been writing, and last night he brought a droid in here and it was sentient. And have you seen this? Do you know about this?
I told him no.
Okay, that's a lot worse than just failing to work. So let's use this situation to make a certain other robot shine.
Do it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Destroy that robot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Burn it to ash.
And that's a clip from Chappie, of course. I'm delighted to say Sigourney Weaver joins us. Sigourney, hello, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Well, I have a slight throat issue.
Well, I think it's very sexy.
Thank you very much. Can we have that on record? I think that's really good.
I say that because I also have a slight, and that's what people have been telling me, to be polite.
It's very sexy. I'm just saying it because we're now equal. So tell us... Chappie, well, it's a very, very interesting movie. So tell us who Chappie is and where you fit in the story.
Right. So it takes place in the future in Johannesburg, where all the policemen are robots. They're protecting the population against all these gangsters. So a group of gangsters who are played by Dee Antwoord, the rap group, really by themselves, they decide they're going to kidnap a robot policeman to help them do heists and make money. But inadvertently, they kidnap this sort of sweet robot that Dev Patel's character has just created to be a sentient robot, a robot who feels and writes poetry and does paintings and things like that. So suddenly this robot who's like a baby is growing up in this gangster home, and they're teaching him how to be cool and walk and wear bling and kill people and everything. And it's a comedy, it's an action movie. It also is very original and I think very touching.
And you're the boss of this weapons company, Tetraval.
I am. I'm the one of the rare women CEOs who runs a weapons corporation.
And you're not very nice. I don't think we like you very much.
Well, I think if you're the board of directors, you would like me a great
you're very
deal.
Successful.
Because all I care about is the bottom line, and I'm not interested in creating robots at great expense who can paint and write poetry. I think for my character, she thinks those activities shouldn't be done even by humans. So for her to spend money creating a robot who cares about things like that, I think is just for her bad business. But it's true that you could say I'm one of the villains of the piece, even though I think I do a very good job as a CEO of a weapons corporation. I'm surrounded by weapons. I think about nothing but weapons. And the only pictures on my desk are pictures of dogs.
Well, and there's a dispute at the heart of your company. There is Dev Patel, who's just made this sentient robot that you mentioned. And there, in this open plan office, is Hugh Jackman looking really bad, which is great for us guys. He cannot get away with a mullet. That's not very good. And he has the worst shorts ever.
Well, I think if anyone can get away with a mullet, it is Hugh Jackman.
No, that's true. He can have the mullet, but he can't have the shorts.
Right.
Don't wear shorts.
Not both.
Don't wear shorts to work. But just explain what his take is on artificial intelligence and the kind of the moose, which is his robot, which he wants to champion.
So he is on the other side of the creative team. He wants to build a really destructive robot, which he has built, in fact. He's built a version of it called the Moose, which can tear people apart and destroy a whole city.
It looks like a Terminator, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually kind of cute, I think. It's kind of got frog legs, but it's fierce.
It looks cute?
Well, I run a weapons
you're
corporation,
the
so
guy, yeah,
of course
okay.
I've been influenced by that. But so this is, and he puts on a helmet, and he's able to control what the moose does. So he is the sentient creature behind the moose, which in itself is a problem, I think, because he's very religious and thinks of anything like Chappie, which is a little feeling robot, as the work of the devil. So his whole purpose, right in the movie, really, is to make the moose shine and destroy this evil robot, which is this dear little Chappie.
And in all of these storylines that you're talking about, is there a sense, which the Hugh Jackman character maybe highlights, the fact that when you talk about artificial intelligence and robots, you are talking about consciousness and you talk about the soul, and is that really one of the main things that the movie's trying to discuss?
Well, I do think what's interesting about the movie is if science fiction is, as Jim Cameron says, the exploration of what it is to be human, when you're talking about a sentient robot, is it only humans who can be human? And why is it then that the most humane character in the story turns out to be a robot? So all these ideas of what is consciousness and what is compassion and what is perception, all these things which we consider some of our best human qualities, can we recreate them in robotic beings? And why can't we create more of them in ourselves?
Do you get a gut instinct for a movie like this when a script arrives and it involves this kind of area? Do you think, this is class, I want to do this?
Well, in this case, I was a huge admirer of Neil Blomkamp's work from District 9 and Elysium. I feel he's a very different kind of director, very original, and his science fiction, although it's set in the future, the themes are so timely and so relevant to right now. I mean, I think robots are about to appear everywhere in about 5 minutes.
The movie feels as though it's like a couple of years hence. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a century from now.
No, and I think that robots are about to happen on the scene all over the world in many, many unexpected ways, and it will be for good and for bad.
Is that based on the research that you did for the character? Because I think Neil, the director, he sent you a whole bunch of information about what robots can do.
I know, and it was pretty hair-raising stuff. For instance, the Japanese have dancing girl robots, very attractive. I don't know what else they do, but anyway, they're that kind of robot. And also Dion, Dev Patel's character, has these very sweet robots in his home that say, "Hello, Dion, welcome home. Would you like a cup of tea?" That kind of thing. And I wouldn't mind that kind of robot.
Do you talk to your phone, and do you allow your phone to talk to you?
No, I killed Siri right away. I thought she was so obnoxious and always wrong. Like the first question I asked her was, well, if I wanted to bury a dead body, where would I do that? And she'd say something like, go to Google. She's very unhelpful.
That's not very helpful.
No.
And Neil Blomkamp said, when he was talking about casting the movie, he said, I get to work with Ripley.
Is that how he thinks of me? Doesn't know me very well. I get scared of spiders.
No, I just, but I think, I thought it was very interesting. And there is a lot of comment, as you know, a lot of discussion about what's happening in the future. And you were on Jimmy Fallon's program just the other day, and he raises the prospect. He says there's discussion of you doing another Alien movie. Is it true? And the crowd, they go crazy. It's like an ovation. So you know that this is something that's going to be coming up and discussed. What can you tell us officially, Sigourney Weaver?
Well, I can tell you that Neil Blomkamp is a huge fan of the Alien series.
I know that.
And wore the tapes out watching them. And that if he is interested and serious, as he seems to be, about writing and directing another final Alien, so we can take that poor woman out of drifting in space for the last time, I think that would be a very interesting prospect.
So that's a yes then?
Well, no, I think that there's a long way to go. I'm delighted the fans are happy, and I think the work that Neil has shared with me is incredibly impressive. And I think it would be great to see it happen. But it's, to me, we're still dreaming about it, talking about it.
And more closely than that is Avatar. Where are you on the next Avatar film?
Well, I know about as much about Avatar as I do about Alien. And I can tell you just about as much. We are theoretically supposed to start this year on 3 Avatars, 2, 3, and 4, which we'll shoot simultaneously, mostly in CGI. And that's going to be very exciting because I have a new character. And so that will be quite challenging. And so it's going to be fun. I get to work with 2 of my favorite directors.
Yeah. Can I ask you about Patricia Arquette's speech at the Oscars just a few days ago when she was talking about wage equality? And it got a fantastic round of applause, and everybody appears to be all in favour. It's amazing that it's taken until 2015 for it to become an issue. What did you think when you heard that?
Well, I think it's been an issue for a long time. I didn't watch the Oscars because I was over here, but I heard about it, and absolutely, wage equality in Hollywood, but certainly wage equality all over America. Women are paid about 70% of what men are paid. And I think in Hollywood, there's always been a huge difference between what men are paid and what women are paid. And it should change, and it's ridiculous. I'm very happy that she won, and I'm very happy that she made that her message.
Yeah. And Meryl Streep, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, the camera cut to her, and she was stabbing her finger. She was pointing. She was waving her fist. Like she was at a political rally.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a very political issue for us, and since it's mostly men who run Hollywood, I think and there aren't enough of us. We really need to. We probably need to actually organize.
And there's this online campaign, and the hashtag is Ask Her More, basically saying to journalists, stop talking to actresses about what they're wearing. Just ask them the ordinary questions. I think this all started with Jennifer Lawrence, who, when asked about what she was wearing, she said, this is a top and this is a bottom. And that's it. That's all she would say.
Well, I always like talking about what I'm wearing. I guess I'm a throwback. I'm wearing Dries and Escada, and so... But I can talk about other things. I think fashion is fun. So I think it depends on, what I like is that my character wears only Armani, power clothes, what we used to call power suits.
Well, if you're selling weapons and robots around the world...
It is hard to know exactly what to wear. Should I have worn a black leather catsuit, for instance? Maybe that would have gotten me more contracts.
Do you think?
Well, if we do Chappie too, I'll have to figure that out.
Sigourney Weaver, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.